Best of r/Tales from Tech Support episode 13. I always want to believe that there are no stupid questions. But some people seem to manage to prove me wrong. The people involved. $me, me myself and I. $head, head of human resources. $cons, consultant for human resources. A little background info. We've got a lot of temps working for us, and quite often these temps come in at very short notice. So last week IT, which is me and a co-worker, set up a process to ensure that we can make sure that these temps have access to the medical files of the people they're going to provide care to for that evening. So this morning I got an email from $head to $me, $con subject, temp worker $temp worker is going to come to work here the 28th. Can you make sure she has access to the client files before then? To which my answer to $head and $cons. Hi $head, I'm not sure if it's been communicated officially yet, but we've set up a process where I handle all requests that come in before 15:00 at 15:00 that day. Anything that comes in after 15:00 will be handled at 15:00 the next work day at the latest. $head to $me and $cons. From what you've written I conclude that you'll be able to get $temp the access she needs today. $me to $head and $cons. That is correct. $cons to $me and $head. So will you or will you not be able to get $temp the access she needs today? Up until now I'm still not sure how to reply to $cons without sounding incredibly condescending. A part of me wants to reply, up until now I believed there was no such thing as a stupid question. Today you have shattered that belief. Thank you. Next. Hi everyone. A friend of mine recommended this sub to me, saying you might have a laugh. Some background info. MFA has been recently fully deployed on the company by me, so some users have come with questions regarding the best auth methods or some other minor questions. Good response without much resistance by the user base. Our current configuration lets the user have an app, 2 phones and office phone, depending on what the user decides to configure, giving the user 4 ways of authenticating themselves. And they don't need to authenticate every time, just under certain conditions. So anyway, I get the following string of messages from a user. Hey, one question regarding MFA. If I want to access my email from a device, I would not be able to if I don't have my phone. Could you remove the MFA from my account? Me, sorry, due to policies all accounts must have MFA, but let's check the situation. Only if you don't meet those simple conditions, basically not using a company issued device, you will get asked for MFA. In that case, you can use your phone with the app or text/call to prove it's you. User, what if I don't have my phone? Me, well, since your laptop is a company issued device, you can just use laptop and no MFA will be asked. User, well, that if both my laptop and phone get stolen. Me, that would be an extraordinary case, and we might need to solve it differently. But since everything was stolen, where would you be checking your email? User, I would check it on my other phone. Me, and why don't you register that phone as well? It won't take more than 3 minutes. User, what if that phone gets stolen as well? Me, in case that happens, just look for me in the office and we will sort it out. Edit, spelling. Thank you. Next. I work for a school district. This week the staff and students are off and so a couple of schools are due to have their wireless replaced with newer stuff. Now, we've already done this at a lot of schools already. This is the 3rd phase with smaller schools. Now, I've been the one doing most of the back-end work getting the APs online, but I've been teaching another tech, $newish tech, to do the final setup so I can concentrate on other stuff. This tech is good. They listen and actually take good notes. We run multiple VLANs at the schools. The old wireless just uses a single VLAN for the APs and devices. The new stuff has a VLAN for the APs and 3 VLANs for user traffic, staff, student and guest. One of the tasks is to move the new APs into the AP VLAN and remove the old VLAN from all the switches as it's not longer needed. This is because the user traffic is tunneled to the local controller at each school and hits the network there instead of the local switch the AP is connected to. I've given the tech access to the routers as they need to reconfigure ports on the router and test stuff. Mid-afternoon I get a message from the tech responsible for the site, $CityTech, about wireless issues on the new system. I'm $Madman. It helps being crazy. I've not added the emoticons as I can't be bothered. $CityTech. All of the Chromebooks and iPads aren't working. They aren't getting on the wireless. I log on to the site wireless controller and see a few devices online. The Radius server is showing accepts from lots of devices at that site, with 1 or 2 rejects, but that's normal. Less devices than I would expect but not unusual. $NewishTech. $CityTech is having issues with iPads and Chromebooks. $Madman. To $CityTech. What do you mean all devices? Can you give me more information? $Madman. To $NewishTech. Can you define issues? A few minutes pass and I get a reply. $CityTech. I can log in with an iPad as I use my staff credential but not if I use the student one. $Madman. To $CityTech. So it's not all devices then, just student devices? $NewishTech. I think it's the student devices. Everything else seems okay. Now, a small LED light flickers on in my solitary brain cell. I log on to the router. $Madman. To $NewishTech. Did you remove the student wireless VLAN from the router? $NewishTech. No, just the switches. I copy the log file from the router and paste where someone had removed the VLAN. $NewishTech. After a short pause. Oops. Meanwhile, I add the VLAN back in and make sure it's connected to the controller. $Madman. To $NewishTech and $CityTech. Try it now. $CityTech. Working now, thanks. $NewishTech. Working. Thanks for checking. Can you look at $Schoolfee? Are you working on tomorrow too? $Madman. To $NewishTech. After checking. Yep, that's fine. Remember when I said to be extra careful when working on the router? $NewishTech. Yep. $Madman. To $NewishTech. I bet you won't make that mistake again. $NewishTech. Nope. Thanks for having my back. I'm not annoyed at $NewishTech. We all make mistakes and there was a lot to do and it was the first changeover they were working on, so was expecting a problem or two. They took my replies as intended and will definitely learn from it. I'm going to have to talk with $CityTech and explain more about working out what the problem is located before saying everything doesn't work though. They have done similar stuff before and not learned from it. Thank you. Next. Long story, but I work for a high-end interior design firm that does very nice looking work, but they really do not have much mechanical aptitude when it comes to putting things together. We moved into our very nice looking offices that we designed. That story would be its own book, and the freezer/ice maker never worked correctly even though it was replaced twice. We finally got a different model which seems to be working but does not have the custom high-end molding that the rest of the company's kitchen has. Today the installers came to finish the molding, but inexplicably they did not have the screws for the handle. I just happened to be in the kitchen at that moment getting a coffee when my boss, who is generally in charge of facilities and the top designer, who can be really high-strung when it comes to this kind of stuff, were trying to solve this emergency. Seeing me, they realized that I must have lots of screws. So they asked me to look, and I turned to one of the installers and asked them what they needed. Anyone that has done any cabinetry knows they are generally very long, thin screws, and anyone that has ever worked on a computer knows you pretty much never see screws like that. So I said no, sorry, we don't have anything like that. And my boss gives me that I'm asking you nicely but really telling you look, and tells me that I have a lot of old computers in the back, so why don't I just start taking them apart at random to look for a screw that will fit. Yeah, no thanks. At that moment another boss comes by and they grab him to help with this great crisis, and in that hubbub I quietly make my exit, sipping my coffee. Thank you. Next. I'm a phone operator for a major tech retailer. I'm not an IT professional by any means, but I get a lot of calls asking for tech support and troubleshooting despite having almost no formal training. I do the best I can and I have a wide-ranging interest in tech and can do very basic phone support for most of our products. But I get a lot of calls from people who have almost no understanding of the tech they bought but basically want me to set up their devices for them over the phone instead of figuring it out themselves or paying for actual tech support. That, combined with the fact that I'm the only phone operator for our whole city multiple stores, means that sometimes I just have to say sorry mom, you're going to have to Google that one. I have 5 people waiting. Today I got a call from a lady who sounded older but not elderly. Mind you, this was about 30 minutes before closing the day before the busiest day of the year. My phone was ringing constantly the entire day and my queue was already bananas. The convo went like this. Me. Hi, thank you for calling. How may I help you today? Woman. I bought a TV from you guys recently and I'm trying to set it up. Me. Okay, what's your question? Woman. I can't figure out how to turn it on. Me. You can't figure out how to turn the TV on? Woman. Yeah, we just set it up and we can't turn it on. Can you help me? Me. Mom. I'm sorry, I don't see what you're seeing and I'm not a trained technician. There should be a power button. Woman. Yeah, but I can't figure it out. I need you to help me. Me. I'm so sorry. Unfortunately I'm not a technician and I don't see what you're seeing so I can't tell you what the problem is. Did the TV come with a quick start or setup guide? Woman. Ugh. Yes. But can't you just help me? Isn't that your job? Me. Again mom. I don't see what you're seeing. I don't know the model of TV, and I'm not sure what the issue is because I don't have the TV in front of me. I recommend consulting the guide or possibly checking out YouTube for a setup guide. Woman. Oh my god, you don't even know how to turn on a TV? You're fucking stupid. Me. Dot. At this point, the waves of irony washed over me as I just sat there for a second, trying not to laugh at the ridiculousness of what she just said. Then she called me pathetic and hung up. Thank you. Next. 2 years ago. $me. Obvious. $CW. My hero. $DBA. Another hero. One of these days. Busy with too many things at the same time. Is this relevant? Well yes of course. Clickety. Import file. Clickety yes. Replace rule. Clickety yes. WTAF. QMT list that used to consist of well over 100 rules. Just my newly imported rule in there. Oh shite. Cue me running across the hallway. $me. Houston we have a problem. $CW. What's up? $me. Check $UEM software console. The policies tab. $CW. Whistles. $me. Now what? $CW. Let me check. I have this habit of making backups of everything I am going to touch before actually touching it. Yep, I got an export of this table. It's a few months old. $CW imports backup file. $me. Thank you. That looks a lot healthier already. $CW. Yep. Now we need to restore an actual backup of the database because some other stuff might not be in sync. We walk over to the database guys. $CW. $DBA. What do we need to do to get the database restored from $UEM software so we can extract the missing pieces and put them back where they belong? It's on this server in this database. Tables so and so. $DBA. You know the actual name of the server, the database and what tables you want. No need for a ticket then. It's gonna be done this afternoon. It pays to do your homework with these guys. Later that day. $CW. I restored the missing rules from the database export. They were just 4 or 5. Chances are, if nobody logged in during the empty list time, nobody even noticed. $me. Good to know, but I still will be bringing this up in the next team meeting. If only because we found out there's no daily granular backups made from those tables in $UEM software and there's nothing to spice up those meetings like a good old fashioned $% up by yours truly. $CW. Grins. TL. Doctor always read before you click. Saves you from running across the hallway. Aftermath. As a result of that team meeting, a lot of backup /doctor /recovery /update /patching /monitoring plans were made and executed, not only for $UEM software. It seems I had gently touched a closet and the wall behind came down showing a complete room full of skeleton-filled closets. Thank you. Next. So maybe not strictly tech support related, but we'll throw it out there anyways. Feel free to remove this if it breaks the rules. I'm prepping for a big home automation upgrade that we're doing at our house. We're putting in 18 new smart wall switches to control various things around the house, which are soon to be followed by motion detectors to battle the fact that my wife has a nasty habit of not turning off the lights. As part of this, I decided now would be a good time to map out all of the network devices in the house. To do this, I fired up the Wi-Fi controller and started identifying everything on there. Wi-Fi looks really nice now with icons for pretty much everything. Aside from this one device that I have no idea what it's for. There is no name on it. It's sending and receiving very little data. It's had 40 days of constant uptime, and all I have is a MAC address, an IP address, and a manufacturer of select CO, and the fact that it's got a really good Wi-Fi connection. I spent the better part of 2 hours racking my brain, taking stuff offline, trying to identify what this mystery device on my network is. If you forget it, it pops up online within 30 seconds. Then as my bedtime notification went off, it hit me. It's my bed. My mattress has Wi-Fi built into it that it uses for tracking sleep cycles. Mystery solved, but now I feel like an idiot.